Very cozy. Oh, man. Hadn't seen anything yet. I'm just trying to look at what happened, statistically anyway. Okay. Outstanding victory. Very proud of our team, proud of our coaches. Thankful for our fans and the families and the Red Coat Marching Band, the cheerleaders, everybody. Georgia's a great bunch of people. And obviously the first half was about as good as you could ever hope a first half to go. Very impressed with how we played. Second half, I think we were still playing hard, but they played better than us for a good bit of that second half. And as it turned out, we had enough of an edge, and we did some things right as far as special teams. Our onside kick team, or our hands unit, got the ball every time, and at the very end we were able to finish with some first downs. But it was just one of those games where it was a tale of two halves for sure, but I am as happy as I could be with that victory, and knowing that we've got a little bit of time to get some guys healthy and get a good plan for the next game. So we're excited.
Coach, in retrospect, and how can you say how important it was to come out with 2 SEC road victories while one of the best running backs in America is sidelined out of your control?
Yeah, well, we didn't think much about that. Football's a game where guys on your team end up not playing for a lot of different reasons, and he could have easily just sprained his ankle, high ankle sprain last year. You just got to go play. So, we know it's a team sport, and I think we're becoming a good team. I'm not sure we're a really good team yet, but we're getting there.
How much better though are you guys since that South Carolina game?
I think we have more confidence. All the way around, but I think our back end, our defensive backfield unit is improving. We've put more on them. I think we tried to protect them a little bit in that South Carolina game, and probably played too soft to coverage and not aggressive enough in some of the things that we did. And obviously South Carolina, executed extremely well. So I'm not taking it from them, but I think Jeremy was like, you know what? Whether we're ready or not, we got to play the ball a certain way, and little by little the guys have improved, I think.
Coach, you didn't have any damage in penalties in the first half, and that's why
Right.
I probably made it a perfect first half. But
Yeah.
4 15-yarders down the stretch.
Yeah, I don't even know how many penalties there were in the end. That second half, mostly pass interference. I don't even remember all the penalties that we had.
On the sideline.
Right, there's a face mask, late hit on the sideline or two. I mean, we certainly we helped them, but they took advantage of them, and you got to give them credit.
Mark, let's talk about what Michelle's been able to do. I think 68 carries in 2 weeks for a guy right out of high school.
Well, he's built for it. He's very, very tough, physically, mentally. He's strong. But I think he came from a high school, Cedartown, where they're just tough. They coach tough. Their off season's tough. And he didn't get babied in high school at all. He was not one of them guys where you could sit there and say he was given anything, because he was a very good football player. He had to earn it every day in practice and every off-season workout, and the coaching staff did a great job.
Coach Hudson said there wasn't as much trust as he wanted with the receivers early on this season, and he really felt that change this last week or two. Is that something you've noticed as?
Oh, I think you just have to think of something to say sometimes, quite frankly. I think that probably guys like, Malcolm and Justin Scott Wesley were working on the reps together in practice, but, all the other guys have been there all along. And I mean, when things aren't going well, everybody wants to know why, and then when things go well, they want to have some reason why. I mean, I just think we happen to protect good, and Coach, Bobo, made some good calls, and Hudson delivered it. He did miss the one deep ball that would have been looked like a sure touchdown, but when you throw deep balls, you're not going to hit them all. And so I just think that we're doing what we probably could have and should have been doing all along.
Is this defense playing the way they got to basically play to win the conference? I mean, I know you're going to say
Yeah.
that game by game, but
Yeah, well, it's the whole team. We just got to do enough to win. Got to do enough to win. I mean, if you took 2 second halves, I don't know if we'd be talking about how great we did. If you took the 2 first halves, you'd say unbelievable. You know, so we got to play full 60 minutes, and we got to do what it takes to win. That's really what it's about. Try to win and move on. And we did that today.
Mark, I know that you tried, obviously, to downplay the loss of Gurley as much as the loss of that could be downplayed. But do you see something happening with your team that might not have happened if he'd still been out there?
I don't know. I think we were getting better. I think we are. I do believe our players have a trust factor with our coaching staff to get them where we need to go. I think they believe if they do what we ask of them and do it with the way we're asking them to do it, then we're going to get better. I think they're seeing that. I think they're sensing, hey, we're getting better. We're creating some habits that are making us a better football team. So let's just keep buying in, keep working hard, and see what happens, kind of thing. And I think that'll happen either way.
How are the turnovers? I think there was 4 you forced today. Are you about to the point where you're almost counting on those every week? I mean, you've got some.
Well, you love to have them. I mean, you love to have them, and the harder you play, you know, the more chances you have to get those types of plays. But I would love to know we're going to get 4 turnovers a game from here on in. I'd start maybe making plans, but I don't know if you can count on that.
y'all work on that, obviously, but I mean,
Oh,
can
yeah.
you tell when it's starting to click, the turnover thing? Because you work on it all the time. It's not like this is new.
Yeah, of course, when you all come to practice, first thing we do is ball security, ball disruption. We do that every day. Well, we do it every Tuesday, Wednesday. The other 2 days we don't. But in camp, we do it every day. And it's just you're trying to create some habits and good fundamentals that will help you secure the ball, obviously, and help you rake the ball out or punch it out, or as you tackle a guy, tackle him in such a way where you can rip the ball out. You know, you can get a sack, or you can get a sack and a fumble. And so we work hard on those, and it's paying off.
What'd you see on Dominique's? You know, who stripped that leg?
No, I think it was Jordan Jenkins, if I'm not mistaken. And Jordan, he got off, around that left tackle, and the guy didn't touch it. I mean,
Dominique
he just. And well, Dominique had a choice to make. We tell him if the ball is on the ground and there's some space, you get one stab at it. And if you get it on the first stab, go. If you go for it and you're bumbling around with it, you got to get on it right away. And there's enough space for him to snatch it up and go. And thankfully he snatched it on the first attempt. Because usually if you go for the second one, bodies are flying and you end up losing it. So he did a nice job.
How uncomfortable did you get in the second half?
Oh, I got uncomfortable. I was miserable. A couple moments. It's too good to be true.
The adjustments rushing the ball on Arkansas, they finished with 126 yards. They got most of that on their first drive. 10 of the 13 plays were running plays. What exactly did you guys do? Seemed to work right away.
I don't know. I think when the scores started to get away from them, then it's hard to just be methodical and just pound because there's not enough time. Although they stayed, I mean, they kept running it. They mixed it up more, you know. But I think if they had the lead or it was very close, I think they'd have kept pounding. And, you know, would we have stopped it then? I don't know for sure. But once we started to get that point differential, I think it had to make them think a little different about how they're going to run the ball.
Is that kind of why you started against so aggressive, to maybe get that kind of lead on them, or kind of maybe take them out of that running game a little bit?
We just want to start the game aggressively, period. You know, obviously you want to get someone out of their plan. And a team that loves to run the ball like that, if you get enough points, it's hard to stay with your plan. Just like us, if we get behind to a certain degree, you know, we've always wanted some kind of balance in the run game, and sometimes you got to board it and just start slinging it. And so we try to do that every week.
Chris Conley had his biggest game of the year, over 100 yards. He's a beneficiary of us getting it deeper, 48, 36-yard catches, you think?
Yeah, I'm happy for Chris. Chris can run. I mean, we've got guys that can get down the field. It just things came open and we hit them.
Was Maxie, they said it was an active press box.
Yeah, I think Maxie's going to be okay. You know, the terms, you know, use the term a burner, and usually when that subsides, you know, the player's fine to go back and play against. My guess is, you know, he'll be back sooner than later, but I don't know that
A
for
few
sure.
years ago, y'all celebrated after y'all won Death Valley and Baton Rouge, and this is sort of a different venue, I guess. Did y'all talk about that at all, about winning for you? 13th
No,
place?
I didn't think much about it. I tried to tell the team that this is a special place for Arkansas and to expect a crowd that's going to get after us and be just as dynamic as if there was 85,000, you know. So that was the big thing, is just let them know that we were in for a normal SEC venue where the fans are going to support their team.
How do you want to use this off week now coming up, the opening day before Florida?
Well, we'll spend some time, you know, reviewing film and getting this game out of the way. We'll probably take 2 days next week to recruit. We'll probably practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday, my guess will be a little bit lighter. Tuesday would probably be a normal Tuesday, fundamental day. Wednesday, probably shells. Thursday, something a little bit lighter. And then hopefully everybody will get a good weekend with. I know there'll be some recruiting going on Friday and maybe a little bit Saturday, but I hope the coaches have a minute to catch their breath and spend some time with their families and enjoy a Saturday.
Team needs a break too, though.
Oh yeah, team definitely, you know, could use a break, and you know what we're gonna do this week, because we're gonna try to get the coaches on the road to recruit Monday. We're gonna have Sunday as our day that counts, and then Monday will be a day off for those guys that week.
When you have this kind of momentum, though, would you rather just go ahead and play, or do you need the break?
I'm fine with a break, especially when we're going we're gonna jump on a plane four games in a row. So we went 2 in a row and get a little break and do 2 more.
Coach,
The way you started offensively, was that something you saw that you thought you could exploit some matchups with their secondary?
Not so much that, but we figured they knew we want to run the ball just like they do, and in order to defend that kind of offense, you get yourself in some single coverage opportunities. But I think the very first play they were in cover 2 to the field. We just hit it in the seam. So I don't think they were in man coverage right there.
Do you think
Excuse me.
Do you think some of the defenders got a little too comfortable with that lead in the second half?
No, I don't think so. I think we were playing as hard as we could play. I think they just executed better. And again, like I said on the radio a minute ago, if y'all saw the film I saw of Arkansas playing the last 2 games, especially Texas A&M, or you know, the one I studied the most was Texas A&M and Alabama game. I mean, these guys are a really good football team, and we knew that. And we were ready for a battle royal, expecting that. And it really, if you take the full 60 minutes, that's what we had.
Coach, do you think not having Todd has led to a lot of other players maybe raising their game just enough?
Maybe, you know, you'd have to ask them. But again, like I said before, I think we're creating good habits in practice, and guys are believing, and I think we've been improving as a team, you know, regardless of the Todd situation.
Mark, did you think you guys could sustain the level of play coming off that Missouri when it did roll out to the first half that you guys did?
You know, I didn't know. I just I thought we had a great week of practice. Tuesday we practiced in a monsoon, and nobody griped or whatever. We just went through it. It was just like raining sideways, and then the next 2 days I thought we're good. I just see a focused team that when it's time to practice they work, you know, and of course our staff's very demanding, and but I think we're having to kick them in the rear less, if that makes sense.
Coach, this is the first win for an SEC East team over an SEC West team. You talked about the talent of Arkansas. They're statistically the worst team in the West. Can you just speak to the depth this year?
Yeah.
Is it better?
Well,
than
I don't
you've
know.
ever
I
seen?
just know what I've seen. Like I said, we know Texas A&M is a really good team, and Alabama's a very good team, and we saw them play those guys, and so all I knew is that they're a quality opponent, and the things that are coachable and teachable, you see them do extremely well. They're going to continue to get better.
Last question, how have you all been able to practice so well with all this stuff scored on?
I don't know. I don't look at it. I think the fans and everybody else gets all more riled up about it than we do. We just show up and go to work.